All right, good morning. I think I'm looking this way. We are thrilled to call to order the Virginia Council on the Interstate Compact on Educational Opportunity for Military Children. And welcome to those in attendance to Old City Hall. And I would like to kick off and introduce both new and continuing members to the council. First, to my right, with the Honorable Delegate Jackie Glass. If you'd like to say a few words about yourself so that folks in the live audience and the virtual audience can know you and why you're glad to serve with us today.
Right. Thank you very much. I'm Delegate Jackie Hope Glass. I represent the 93rd House District for the House of Delegates. I am a former naval petrologist. I served a little under 11 years in the Navy, then served at the Fleet and Family Support Center. I have 2 children and a spouse that retired, and that's my direct connection to, I think, why I'm here.
Well, we are thrilled to have you here. And also to my right is Dr. Sam Hollins, if you'd like to share a little bit more about you.
Good morning. Sam Hollins. I'm the Deputy Superintendent for Special Education and Specialized Populations here at the Virginia Department of Education, and I'll be helping to support the meeting today.
Great. And to my left?
Hi, I'm Michelle Norman. I am a Navy spouse for over 30 years. I'm also the Executive Director and founder of Partners in Progress, which is a military organization that supports military children with special needs.
Good morning, my name is Shoni Edwards-Zoller. I'm too a military spouse for over 3 decades and served the families in different capacities from family readiness. Before there was even family readiness programs, I sat on different boards, I trained, I'm a master trainer for the military. This is my part-time job. And I have 4 kids who have grown up being military children, so everything that we do here has impacted my children one way or the other. And I just want to make it better for military children who are coming up who don't have the same resources that my children were afforded. So that's why I'm serving on this mission.
Good morning, my name is Tian Olsen. I'm the spouse of recently retired U.S. Marine, and my full-time job I work for the Department of Defense, Office of the Inspector General. Just got furloughed today. And I'm here because I have 2 children as well, as we transfer kids station to station, and we experience firsthand some challenges having our children's credit being accepted by schools and participating in sport programs, and had many conversations with local school districts. So when I got called to serve on this committee, I was extremely honored and very glad to be here.
Wonderful. Good morning. We are just welcoming members, so this is a perfect time to introduce the Honorable Senator Locke. If you, we'll give you a moment to settle in, and then everyone just shared a little on their background and why they're glad to serve the council here today. I can also tee you up.
I've been on council forever.
You're our definite legendary council member.
Were you part of the initial council, I guess, last year?
Yes.
So since 2009?
Amazing.
I represent the 23rd Senate District, which is all of the city of Hampton and part of the city of Newport News, which is a heavy veterans area, and represent Monday Air Force Base, as well as Fort Eustis.
Thank you for your continued leadership and willingness to serve on this council. And we are expecting Mr. Danny Vargas to join us as well. He wears many hats, including being a founder, CEO, and chairman of the American Latino Veterans Association and president of VARCOM Solutions. So we will stay tuned for him as well. I wanted to, since we have quorum, you all have draft minutes from our October 21st, 2024 meeting. Is there a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Any further discussion? All right, so moved. Before we get into agenda item 3, I think I got so eager to do roll call, I didn't give a few opening remarks, and so I just want to give a nod that it is a privilege to serve here at the Virginia Department of Education and for our team to be engaged with this council. We are still #1 in the nation, as you all know, for military-connected families, and the importance of this council and all of you helping us to make sure that we are best serving our students and families is a top priority. We have been so grateful for the Virginia Board of Education in their 3E readiness pathways to prioritize the military and really engage with our branches and service pathways for youth to make sure that they are truly ready with options as they are looking at ways that they want to pursue their futures and viable career paths there. One of the elements about our organization structure is we've really been leaning in on how can we best support our students, families, and educators in the field, and are grateful for Dan's leadership, as you all know him well, being our lead and liaison for our military-connected families, to our school divisions, to our branches. We also recently have added Deputy Superintendent Dwayne McClary, who's here in the audience today. He is overseeing really all of our division around readiness, including our new Office of Student Pathways and Opportunities, where for the first time ever, the agency will have a full-time employee that's focused on the student experience should they be wanting to pursue the military, and making sure that there's military readiness so that we have both the family experience and the student pathways. So we are really leaning in on ways that the department can further support both the council and larger work for all families in Virginia. And one of the items you'll see later on in the agenda is really around making sure that we continue to eliminate barriers for students coming to Virginia. And from our military-connected families, we have heard from some constituents about some barriers where students have been pursuing advanced coursework, advanced diplomas in other states, and reached some hurdles when they came here for transferability from those advanced courses. We've made a lot of strides with bipartisan legislation into law over the last few years around thinking differently, both around where and when and how kids can learn, as well as transferability of college credits earned in high school. We've seen a huge uptick in schools hosting the international baccalaureate programs, which a lot of our military-connected families have pursued in other states and countries. And so that will be a point where we still see some areas where, in partnership with our General Assembly leads, we hope we can continue to eliminate some of those unnecessary hurdles that have come about around graduation requirements and transferability for students on those advanced pathways as they come to Virginia, to make sure that that isn't an inhibitor, especially for juniors or seniors that are coming to Virginia ready. And so that's one of the topics we wanted to give a nod to here today. Now, folks are well aware of news in the last 12 hours, and so I am needing to use, under Robert's Rules of Order, to appoint a temporary chairman pro tem for today. I am off to navigate the situation in Washington to make sure that we can stay very focused on our students learning and families and educators being supported. And so I am stepping out to go over to the governor's office to maneuver some next steps for the agency. And so I am doing a temporary chairman pro tem with Dr. Hollins, who works closely with Dan and the team for today's meeting, for her to pick up from part 3. You are in great hands with Dr. Hollins, and I hope I can come back. But for the moment, I'm going to use my executive order there to anoint Dr. Hollins as your new chairman for the meeting, and just thank you all for your service and contributions to our students.
Thank you so much, State Superintendent. We're going to pick up with the agenda for item 3, which is an overview from the 2024 Association of Defense Communities Installation Innovation Forum. And we are lucky enough to have one of our council members, Mrs. Norman, who's going to provide a brief of her presentation as a spouse panelist that represented the Commonwealth on the topic of military community representation on state boards and councils. And we're excited to hear more, Mrs. Norman. Thank you for being with us.
Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity to share a follow-up from the Association of Defense Communities Conference this past October, where I was asked to participate on a panel titled Military Child Education, How Are We Doing? So, next slide. So the ADC Installation Forum was held in San Antonio, Texas. Its audience includes a broad cross-section of defense community leaders. Our panel featured speakers from Penn State's Clearinghouse for Military Readiness. We had DoD, DoW Defense State Liaison Office representatives. We had Air Force School Liaison Program Manager, Military Child Education Coalition, and there were school leaders from Noster, Missouri. And our discussion was anchored in the Penn State Speak Report, which was mandated by the fiscal year 2023 National Defense Authorization Act to evaluate the implementation of 4 key DoD, DoW education-related policy initiatives that are intended to support military-connected students across the country. And those 4 initiatives are advanced enrollment, Purple Star Schools, Military Student Identifier, and also the Interstate Compact Educational Opportunity for Military Children, which is Big 3, which is our council. And the research team from Penn State conducted their research in 3 phases, and our panel focused on the 3rd phase, which is the evaluation report. And this was qualitative data by interviewing 152 stakeholders across the United States, ranging from military families, school personnel, DoD leaders, support program managers, and of course they also interviewed MIC-3 council members. A link of that report I sent to you, Dan, that may be something you can send to the rest of the members. Next slide. Fantastic. So what are the key takeaways? And I think we need to go back.
You go back.
There you go. So what are the key takeaways? So the Speak Report confirmed that while we have 4 initiatives that are all well intended to help military community students, they're not consistently meeting the needs of military families across the states. So awareness is fairly low, according to this report, that many military families and school staff are unaware about these specific programs or how they work. So that's something to look at. Implementation also varies widely depending on the state and even the school district within the state, which can lead to very different educational outcomes for our families, especially our military children in special education. And then when we look at specific initiatives, advanced enrollment is often blocked by logistical issues like overcrowding in certain schools or lack of transportation. The MIC-3 also faces some compliance and consistency gaps. The MSI, Military Student Identifier, is consistently used to track outcomes. There's also, again, a lack of standardization of how states even define who's military connected. Some even include the Guard, the reservists, or even veterans. And so that's not standardized as well. And the Purple Star Schools, while it can be encouraging, can sometimes feel more like a symbolic program than substantive, and it also has uneven funding and support. So ultimately, Penn State said that the report concluded that these programs show great promise, but without stronger awareness, consistent implementation, proper enforcement, dedicated funding, their impact will remain limited. So next slide. But this is where my portion of the panel was kind of like a spotlight here on Virginia's leadership in these initiatives. In all areas studied in the report, Virginia was found to have scored favorably among the states, and my focus was basically on the MIC-3 piece during my presentation. So I discussed how Virginia was one of the very first states to implement MIC-3 back in 2019. And I also described how our council is unique because it really is representative of many diverse voices in our community. Not only will be the first MIC-3 council in the nation to include seats for military spouses, including me with a child in special education here, But we also, in addition to those seats, we have an installation commander, we have legislators, we have school leaders from highly impacted school districts. So it really is important to have that true representation that can bring all the stakeholders to the seat at the table. Virginia also has a full-time military family education liaison at VDOE through Mr. Dan Dunham, and that is not standard across the states, believe it or not. But with this position, Mr. Dunham can coordinate with the council, and more importantly, he provides that expertise, that technical expertise, to our military families, to our military partners, and with the school divisions. This has been proven vital to ongoing efforts, as we mentioned before, legislation to improve the systems of our schools for military connected students throughout the Commonwealth. Overall, our MIC3 structure reflects, I think, the principle I always talk about is nothing about us without us. It ensures that the personnel on this council has real lived experiences, who either are military families or they work with military families directly. And collectively, I think we can shape policy that is truly impactful for military families. Next slide, please. So looking ahead, here are some of the areas that we talked about as a panel. What can we do? Increasing awareness. You can never message enough, I think, within the military family community, within the schools and state leaders, and what supports are truly available to them. Also, consistent implementation is critical. Policies like the MIC3, advanced enrollment, MSI, they all need to be applied uniformly and standardized across the states and districts, so no military families are left behind or assume that certain policies in place when they move. This also includes how IEPs are transferred across state lines. There has been a lot of uneven implementation on those IEPs and when they can actually receive some of those supports and services depending on where they move to. So how do we improve that implementation? Also, we need to strengthen the accountability. We talked about making sure programs like MIC3 and Purple Star Schools are more than just a symbolic program, but these policies that are inclusive of all students, and that they're followed, monitored, and enforced. And funding. You can never have enough funding and resources. That's another priority. Training, staffing, meaningful implementation, they all require training and dedicated support. And then the last would be expanding collaboration by including military spouses and parents of children with disabilities on these MIC3 councils, ensuring that all voices are there to help shape policies. And one thing this report highlighted is that there was a lack of quantitative research, particularly in the context of special education experiences. So research data, similar to the Penn State report and the data that's being collected by DOD, DOW, nonprofits, pilot programs such as Moving with the Mission, all of these type of organizations that are collecting data, we really need to support that because that will help modernize and improve these services for military families with special needs. And again, Virginia is already leading by example. There's always more work to do, and together we can make sure that these programs do what they're supposed to be doing for us. Next slide. Okay, so first of all, thank you for the opportunity for letting me represent Virginia. And on that panel, I really appreciate being able to talk a little bit about what we're doing, our leadership here. That means a lot to us. And also, as the speaker report highlighted, data drives change no matter where you are, especially when it comes from the military families themselves. And so currently my organization, Partners in Promise, is conducting a nationwide survey of military families in special ed, and you can see the QR code there. Our previous data has been cited by the White House, Department of Education, U.S. Department of Education, DOD, DOW, other national military service organizations. We need that data to be able to, talk about our stories, our lived experiences, and how can we make these processes better so that our families can focus on the mission. So that's really the point of it. So please share. Look forward to sharing those results with the council next year, and I'm happy to answer any questions about the panel.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Norman. Any questions from council members on the presentation today? And just a special note, I think you see how well Virginia is represented with some of this work, but Mrs. Norman, I do want to applaud all of the time and effort that you spend in sharing the information. I think it's put Virginia at the head of the conversation, and we see that day to day with even new appointments to the State Special Education Advisory Committee that represents military families. So well done. Appreciate that.
thank you so much for being there and representing Virginia so well. I will share that last week I was at the regional military children's education coalition meeting in Austin. I was presenting on military connected children and mental health, and afterwards folks were talking to me about what was presented, but also mentioning Michelle. And so her reach goes far and wide, and they were very just complimentary of what she's doing through her organization and so what she's doing as a military spouse and leader. So just thank you so much for what you do for the students in Virginia, but across the nation. I'm just pleased that you're on this council. You make us shine greatly. So thank you so much for what you do. Yeah.
All right, perfect. We're going to move on to our next agenda item. Speaking of great things happening in the Commonwealth, but also work to happen, we have Mr. Benjamin King, who's with us today, to present regarding the Virginia Military Order of the Purple Heart and their inaugural Impact Awards for 2025 that are going to honor Virginia students. So, Mr. King, I'll hand it over into your hands.
Dr. Hollins, thank you for the opportunity. Delegate Glass, great to see you. Senator Locke, it's an honor to be in your presence, ma'am. Mrs. Norman, Mrs. Edwards-Oler, and Mrs. Olson, it's an honor to be amongst you because I'm just here to shepherd people who are doing good work. And I just want to point out that the good work that's being done already can be enhanced by the Impact Leadership Award. Has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with the next generation of future leaders and all the work that you guys are doing already. So I'm humbled to be here and thank you for this opportunity. The whole idea behind this is to, next slide please.
Kevin.
The whole idea behind this is to recognize those that are already building belonging and inclusion inside of schools for military connected peers. And so we hope to just add a little boost to what's already going on by aligning the efforts by these peer leaders to America's oldest serving medal honoring service and sacrifice. Next slide, please. The Purple Heart truly started with General George Washington on June 15, 1775. He took the ideas of the Continental Congress and put skin in the game. On June 15th, he said, okay, I will step forward and I will take on humbly this incredible task of shepherding forward liberty, freedom, the ideas that we all hold dear today. In 1782, he created the Badge of Military Merit. That's an example of it in the top right corner. And then in 1932, the medal was repurposed to honor those who died in combat and those who were wounded in combat. Next slide, please. What we are doing and what we have done in support with Dan is we created a council of Purple Heart recipients around the state, and we had those individuals grade a application process that councils at Purple Star schools nominated their peer leaders. And it was an easy process. It was all done online. And of the applications, Virginians who are Purple Heart recipients from all over the state judged those applications. And as you can see, it was a wide range. We had Vietnam War veterans, Iraq War veterans, all age ranges. And so this was truly a statewide effort to identify those young high school peer leaders that showcased initiative, motivation, preparation, accountability, character, and teamwork. Next slide, please. So this is the rubric. It's kind of it's kind of an 80-point scale. For initiative, we really wanted to see where individual peer leaders were showcasing creativity. We really wanted to see how motivated they were to do the work, how prepared they were, how accountable they were to their leadership and to their peers. Character is a big one. It's such an important value, and reading the applications and interacting with the examples of character of young Virginia high school students, will motivate the heck out of you, let me tell you. Teamwork, this is a perfect example of that. And then we also asked the Purple Heart recipients when they were judging the applications, how clear was the student's leadership story, and then the overall fit for the honor. So with that, we put the scores together. Next slide, please. And we just wanted to highlight on the record what distinguished some of the higher scores from the lower scores. So the higher scores were students who really did embody creativity. We invite the counselors who are applying to give examples of leadership. And then for the lower scores, we definitely recognize the enthusiasm, but I think the alignment with clear examples, that really gives a boost to the applications. So want to make sure that's clear. Next slide, please. Next steps. So following this meeting, we are going to send out the winners. There's 7. They're from Northern Virginia and from, I guess, your area, Senator Locke. There are 4 winners are in schools right in Virginia Beach. The goal is to have a Purple Heart recipient present the award. Now here's an example of what the award looks like. I don't know how, it's a printout. The actual award will be shiny silver. It's quite beautiful. It exemplifies relationship to Virginia and the impact award. It's a beautiful award, and I'm sure the young peer leaders will appreciate it greatly. Next step, please. Next slide, please. One thing that's unique about the Purple Heart, ironically, it's an award that you don't want to have a lot of people receiving. It's not a good sign when lots of Purple Hearts are going out. And so the fact is, it's a rare award. The number of people who have Purple Hearts is small. And so what we want to make sure is that we are supporting the Purple Star program not just now, but for years and years to come. So we wanted to create a little bit of flexibility inside the process of sending the award out. Next slide, please. So we have a 4-tiered presentation plan. Ideally, the Purple Heart recipient is the ideal presenter. They embody what the award represents, and it's the biggest bang for the buck, so to speak. If a Purple Heart recipient is not available, a local veteran, someone who also exemplifies service, and then of course first responders, public servants, and then finally a school official. So with this 4-tiered presentation plan, no matter what, this award will be able to make its way to those students who've earned it. Next slide, please. We want to simply extend the 250-year legacy of Washington, of the ideas implicit to sacred honor, to the ideas implicit to service and sacrifice, now and into the future for decades to come. And so we want to ensure that there's meaning for this award year after year, and we've established every aspect of this award along that idea. Next slide, please. And the last thing I just want to say is to specifically to the peer leaders. We see you. You are doing the work. You are taking the time from your own interests and serving others. And I would argue that that is the fundamental legacy of the 250-year anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, which ends with two famous words that describe what we bring to the table when we put service and sacrifice in front of our own selves. And that is sacred honor. When we serve others, we embody the foundation of who we are. And that is exactly what these peer leaders are doing with military-connected students. So it is my honor to simply shepherd the values forward to the next generation. I'm humbled to be in all of your presence. You are clearly doing the work that's happening right now. And with that, I end. And please, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Mr. King. Any questions from council members or discussion?
Yes, ma'am.
First of all, thank you. This is an amazing award, and it really is important for these young leaders to be recognized, so I appreciate that. How did the families know that this is an option, that this award exists in Virginia?
So this is the first year, and I worked with Dan, and Dan and I sent out press releases and the application to the schools. And so that was how they found out about it this year, and our hope is to continue to work together and to find more effective, increasingly effective ways for outreach.
Yeah, it was mainly through the school counseling program, and so all the Purple Star schools were given notice of this award, and so we were able to nominate any child that they felt, a high school student that they felt was worthy.
It's a great idea, maybe even including that in the applications as well. Perhaps there could be an extra area that you can suggest folks that they feel is an acceptable area that's important.
Yeah.
And thanks to Dan, Dan painted a clear picture of the potential. And because the potential is so big, we on our side tried to create a way to receive the applications in a sustainable way that, I mean, I've got a lot of Vietnam era veterans who I'm like plussing up on their tech skills to make this work, and they're doing it because they get it and they appreciate it. So everything is centered around ease and sustainability. And that's really, really important, because if you're going to create something that's meaningful, it's only as meaningful as how often it can show up. And if it's hard to do, doesn't make any sense, it's not an easy story to tell, you don't get that special vibe that comes when the good story and the easy action to take come together. And that's when the bigger thing, the stuff that's bigger than us happens. That's when that happens, when it's an easy story to tell and an easy action to take. And every element of this idea has been built on top of that. Yes, ma'am.
Just based off of the question that was asked, something to underscore is like school counselors have a tough gig right now. Life is really hard. They're probably one of the most essential part of setting our little citizens up for success. So if you don't mind, I'd like to make a recommendation too for next year to send it to us too, to send out to our constituencies.
Okay.
And then as I'm processing, there are a lot of regions that have community foundations that keep the gamut of awards or opportunities for kids. So maybe I want to be helpful in making sure that this gets out as much as possible.
Yes, ma'am. As an Army veteran, I'd be honored to reach across the aisle to work with the Navy on this.
Can't thank you.
Otherwise, I'd fire you.
Question and a comment.
Yes, ma'am.
Comment is, I'm just glad to see folks who received the Purple Heart being engaged. There are 3 brothers who received the Purple Heart from Vietnam. How many applicants were you able to get?
11.
And that was across the state?
Yes, ma'am.
And I have a comment to thank you for working on the Purple Heart award. Is it the criteria for just the Purple Heart schools, or is it for everyone, all the schools?
Yes.
All the high schools?
All Purple Star high schools.
So if they're not a Purple Star high school, and we have military children attending those schools, they won't get afforded the opportunity to do the award.
And I can explain why. It's because it's really to highlight the leaders of the peer support programs. So your student ambassadors in Fairfax County, for example, or your buddies and other groups that you refer to them as. Those are the people, the students that are leading those programs in the high schools are the ones that we're trying to acknowledge and sort of give a nod to for their great sacrifice and the work that they're doing in their school. So it's another way, really, if you want to honor your students who are doing peer support, and you have a peer support program, because as you have so nicely indicated, that's going on in schools. They're just not Purple Star yet. So why not? Why not move forward and with the rest of the program become Purple Star designated so that your students can be eligible for this school?
I was just thinking about the Guard family that's dispersed. So I represent the Guard too. So just want to be clear that you don't want to omit those children who are above and beyond just because they're
we're after it. I mean, part of my elevator speech is, you know, if you don't have a lot of military connected students in your school, but you know you have some guard, why don't you become the Ready Reserve Purple Star School, right? You're ready and able and willing to do the work when students who are new come into the fold. And you may not see a lot of new students, but you're ready to do the work. And you still have to do peer-to-peer support. Peer-to-peer support can happen regardless of whether or not you have lots of transitions or not. It's really just a program to build connection and well-being, and that's what it's all about. It can happen in any school.
Scratch what I said, because I also was like under the impression that it was widespread, but I'm committed to this, of getting more high school in the fold, especially.
Absolutely. We're still going to send you the application though, because you asked for it. You can't get away from that. All right.
This discussion in of itself is a really helpful transition for our next item. Thank you, Mr. King. That was informative and inspiring.
Yes,
Really
thanks,
appreciate you
Ben.
being
Thank you
with
so
us
much,
today.
and it's a pleasure working with you, Andrew. It's an honor to be here. Please forgive me. I must make my leave. Thank you so much.
Understand, you got a lot of work to do.
Yes, ma'am.
And speaking with that transition, Dan is going to present the list of schools that are nominated for the 2025-2026 Purple Star Designation Award. And Dan, I know you might want to offer some commentary as well as the process has gone on this year with some things you've noticed, especially might be pertinent to our earlier conversation.
Right. Well, what I have noticed this year is that a great number of schools are interested in applying, and we have seen a surge. We had 281 applications this year. That's more than we have ever had. And I think this year's group, if you all vote in favor of the ones I'll share with you in just a moment, will be the largest group ever. And the largest group of third-year recipients we've ever had, as well as second-year recipients. In addition to that, the applications were just reviewed and completed the review on Friday. And so we scrambled before today to try to notify schools when they didn't meet the measure that there were some pieces of their application that were lacking. And so there's an appeal process, as you all know. And so some of those schools are still coming in today. So a few years back, council voted to allow the Virginia Department of Education and the staff here to review any appeal and then to award the award after a council meeting were to take place. So we're already positioned policy-wise to allow that to occur. But there aren't many. Most of the applications that came through this year were excellent applications, and they're a testament to the hard work that is ongoing. And I will tell you this, that reviewers are getting more and more rigorous in their review, and they're not just letting things slide, and it's not just an award to, pass on lightly. This school really does have to demonstrate that they're actively engaged in the work of peer supporting peers, but also building outreach, making sure the school division is deeply involved, making sure that their school websites are where they need to be, trying to improve the process for special education navigation and support for military families when they move in and move out. That's still improving. I'm not saying we're where we would like to be, but through the applications I have seen an increase in attention to that process and procedure, and at least on the end of, on the side of providing better navigation for these new military families that are moving into the community. So without that, Kevin, let's move on to the list. I have a lot to read. These are the MISPAT members. These are the members of the Military Student Support Process Action Team, my brain trust, that on a moment's notice, step in and help me. These are angels among us, and I can't thank them enough for what they've done this year in particular. This year we did conduct a survey. It's called Impact Survey. Any school that was reapplying for award did complete that survey. We're still going through the results and processing the results, but this group and I will meet in November to review those results, and hopefully during the next meeting we'll present them to you and kind of let you know what the schools are thinking about the program and its impact on what they're doing in terms of the at the school level. All right, on to the nominations. So for Arlington Public Schools, we have Dr. Charles R. Drew Elementary School, Hoffman, and that's our first award. Hoffman Boston Elementary School for their second award, Swanson Middle School for their second award, and Wakefield High School for their first award. For Chesterfield County Public Schools, we have Hopkins Road Elementary School, and I believe that's their second award. Next slide, please. Chesapeake Public Schools, this is a school system that will be maintaining the Purple Star Division status with the following schools: Crestwood Middle School for their third award, Great Bridge High School for their third award, Great Bridge Middle School third award, Greenbrier Intermediate third award, Greenbrier Middle School third award, Hickory Elementary third award, Hugo Owens Middle School third award, Indian River Middle School third award, Jolliffe Middle School third award, Norfolk Highlands Primary School second award, Oscar Smith Middle School third award, and Western Branch Middle School third award. And this is the largest list. We have over 90. We had over 92 applications. Now I'm not going to read 92, but there's over 92 applications. We have Aldrin Elementary School first award, Annandale High School first award, Bailey's Elementary School first award, Beech Tree Elementary School first award, Braddock Elementary School first award, Brooklyn Elementary first award, Bull Run Elementary School first award, Camelot Elementary School first award, Cardinal Forest Elementary School second award, Carter G. Woodson High School third award. That makes my wife very happy. It's her school. Center Ridge Elementary School first award, Churchill Road Elementary School first award, Clearview Elementary School first award, Colin Powell Elementary School third award, and Covlin Run Elementary School first award. Then we have Crestwood Elementary School. Are we still on this list? Okay. First award, Club Run Elementary School second award, and Cunningham Park Elementary School first award. Next slide. Dogwood Elementary first award, Fairfax Villa Elementary School first award, Fair Hill Elementary School third award, Falls Church High School first award, Forest Elementary first award, Fort Hunt Elementary third award, Franconia Elementary School third award, Franklin Sherman Elementary School first award, Freedom Hill Elementary first award, Frost Middle School second award. That sort of makes my wife happy. She says she didn't have a good time there when she was going. Garfield Elementary School first award, Graham Road Elementary School first award, Greenbrier East Elementary first award, Greenbrier West Elementary School first award, Groverton Elementary School first award, Gunston Elementary School second award, Hayfield Elementary third award, Hayfield Secondary third award, Herndon High School first award, Herndon Middle School first award, Hunters Wood Elementary first award, Irving Middle School second award, James Robinson Secondary School second award, Kent Gardens Elementary School second award, Key Center School third award, Key Middle School first award, Kings Glen Elementary School second award, Lake Ann Elementary School first award, Lane Elementary third award, Langley High School first award, Langston Hughes Middle School first award, Laurel Hill Elementary first award, Laurel Ridge Elementary third award, Lee's Corner Elementary first award, Longfellow Middle second award, Mantua, thank you, Elementary first award, Mark Twain Middle second award, Marshall Road Elementary first award, Mason Crest Elementary first award, Mosaic Elementary second award, Mount Vernon High School third award, Mount Vernon Woods Elementary first award, Navy Elementary first award, North Springfield Elementary third award, Oak Hill Elementary first award, Oakton Elementary first award, Orange Hunt Elementary third award, Park Lawn Elementary first award, Rachel Carson Middle School first award, Rocky Run Middle School third award, Saratoga Elementary third award, Silverbrook Elementary School second award, South Lakes High School first award, Springfield Estates Elementary second award, Stenwood Elementary second award, Stratford Landing Elementary School third award, Sunrise Valley Elementary School third award, Terra Center Elementary School second award, Thomas Edison High School second award, and Virginia Run Elementary first award, Walt Whitman Middle School third award, Washington Mill Elementary School third award, West Potomac High School second award, West Springfield High School second award, West Lawn Elementary First Award, Wolf Trap Elementary First Award, Woodlawn Elementary Second Award, and Woodley Hills Elementary School Third Award. Now, before we move on to the other schools, let me just tell you why. The superintendent was really behind the effort to make sure all the schools in Fairfax County are striving for Purple Star designation. They've been supportive of multiple in-person trainings for high school students coming to George Mason University, paying for the travel to get those kids to those locations, and I think you're seeing the results. It's paying off. We need to see that continuing in other school divisions if we really want to see that kind of growth taking place. We need to be there in person supporting the students with training. We'll get to some of that later, but I want to just say that's a testament to the leadership of Fairfax County, to include Katie Server, the military parent school counselor, and the Office of Family Engagement that's overseen by Dr. LaHoffman Jackson. So without that leadership, what you just saw would not have taken place. All right, moving on. Fredericksburg City Public Schools, we have Hugh Mercer Elementary School, we have Lafayette Elementary School, and Walker Grant Middle School. So Gloucester County Public Schools, we have Bethel Elementary School and Peasley Middle School. I will tell you that should the two other schools' appeals be reviewed and deemed appropriate, that school will also maintain their Purple Star Division status, but we'll wait and see. Then we have Hampton. Now, Hampton City Public Schools, go back to the other slide for a second, with this list has achieved Purple Star Division status. So, yeah, Senator Locke, that's a huge accomplishment, and that's a testament to Dr. Oliver, Jennifer Oliver, and her leadership in the school division, just like Dr. LaHoffman Jackson. She's been after it, and it is showed. So let's read those schools and celebrate them. So we have Aberdeen Elementary School First Award, Albert W. Patrick the Third Elementary School First Award, Alfred S. Forrest Elementary School First Award, Armstrong School for the Arts Second Award, A.W.E. Bassett Elementary School First Award, Bethel High School First Award, Burbank Elementary School Second Award, C. Alton Lindsay Middle School First Award, Eaton Middle School Second Award, Francis Ashbury Elementary First Award, Francis W. Jones Magnet Middle School Second Award, Hampton High School First Award, Jane H. Bryan Elementary School First Award, Kickingham High School Second Award, Craft Elementary First Award, Mary S. Peak Elementary First Award, Mary T. Christian Elementary First Award, Mary W. Jackson Fundamental Elementary School First Award, Morton Early Childhood Center First Award, Phillips Elementary School First Award. Moving on, another school division has also achieved Purple Star Division status, and this is because of the support of an outgoing school liaison officer who was instrumental in supporting the schools and getting the things done. She's now serving in Naples, and so we wish her well, but she was really after it there, so we're grateful for the Navy and that school liaison officer and what they did to make this happen. So we have Carlton Elementary School, Hardy Elementary School, Windsor Elementary School, Georgie D. Tyler Middle School, Smithfield Middle School, Westside Elementary School, Smithfield High School, and Windsor High School, all First Award recipients. Okay, and then we have Loudoun County Public Schools. We have Ashburn Elementary School, First Award. We have Belmont Ridge Middle School, Second Award. Elaine E. Thompson Elementary School, First Award. John Chappie High School, First Award. Light Ridge High School, First Award. And Madison Trust Elementary School, Second Award. Seneca Ridge Middle School, First Award. Stone Hill Middle School, Second Award. And the Loudoun County Public Schools Recovery Academy, First Award. Trayside Middle School, Third Award. Watson Mountain Middle School, First Award. Willard Middle School, Second Award. And I think that completes that list. And that's Tracy Wood's work. Tracy Wood leads the school counseling effort there in Loudoun, and she's been excellent to work with and has had me out to do some trainings, and it's showing, it's working. Louisa County Public Schools. So Ms. Editor Zoller, you mentioned, making sure we have schools out there that are supporting our Guardian Reserve. This would be one of those Guardian Reserve schools. So Louisa County Public Schools first award. And it's excellent to see. I like to see more of that happening. And the next schools, the New Kent County Public Schools, we are also some of those locations. We have a lot of Guardian Reserve. So we have New Kent High School first award, New Kent Middle School first award this year for them. And then Newport News, we have Ella Fitzgerald Middle School, Catherine G. Johnson Elementary School second award, and then Ella Fitzgerald was first award. And then Norfolk Public Schools, there are a number of those this year, I'm happy to see. So Academy at Rosemont, first award. Academy at Discovery at Lakewood, this is their third award. Camp Allen Elementary Schools, third award, and I think that's a solely military community, correct? So they better be after it. Larchmont Elementary School, third award. Mary Calcott Elementary School, third award. Northside Middle School, second award. Norview Elementary School, first award. Norview High School, third award. Sewell's Point Elementary, another heavily impacted school, second award. And Willoughby Early Childhood Center, another heavily impacted school, third award. And then Portsmouth Public Schools, achievement of Purple Star Division status. Now there are other schools that they have in the school system that earned this previously. These are just the schools that made it this year to make this happen. So we have Churchland Elementary School for their second award, Churchland Middle School for their second award, Hodge Manor Elementary first award, Lakeview Elementary first award, Simondale Elementary second award, Victory Elementary School for the first award, and West Haven Elementary for their first award. And it's not easy when you have schools doing it, already achieving it outside of the division status, and then they get the other schools there. They have to maintain it now from now on in order to make sure there's still a division-wide school. So good for them. Prince George County Public Schools had a few. So we have L.L. Beasley Elementary School, third award. North Elementary School, third award. We have Prince George High School, first award. South Elementary School, second award. And then Prince William County Public Schools. So for Prince William County Public Schools, we have Battlefield High School, second award. Bennett Elementary School, second award. Bennett Middle School, third award. Buckland Mills Elementary School, first award. Bull Run Middle School, second award. We have Charles G. Colgan Senior High School, who I don't believe is on the list, and maybe it's because their appeal has not been processed yet, so scratch that. Forest Park High School, second award. Henderson Elementary School, third award. Lisavania Elementary School, first award. Piney Branch Elementary, second award. Potomac Shores Middle School, second award. Ripton Middle School, first award. Springswood Elementary School, second award. T. Claywood Elementary School, second award. Thurgood Marshall Elementary, second award. Victory Elementary School, first award. Westridge Elementary School, second award. Woodbridge Senior School, third award. Brock Road Elementary School, second award. Chancellor Middle School, first award. Courthouse Road Elementary School, first award. Cortland Elementary School, first award. Lee Hill Elementary School, second award. River Bend High School, first award. Salem Elementary, first award. Spotsylvania Middle School, first award. And Thornburg Middle School, first award. And then last, Wilderness Elementary School, second award. Testament to the hard work of a former school liaison officer and now a person in charge of supporting this program in Prince William County Public Schools, Dr. Kimberly Simpson. So great accomplishment for her and that group. And then we move on to Spotsylvania. Brock Road Elementary School, second award. Spotsylvania County Public Schools, Chancellor Middle School, first award. Courthouse Road Elementary School, first award. Portland Elementary School, first award. Lee Hill Elementary, second award. River Bend High School, first award. Salem Elementary, first award. Spotsylvania Middle, first award. And Thornburg Middle School, first award. And then Wilderness Elementary School, first award. Then we have Stafford maintaining their school division. So we have Margaret Brent Elementary School, second award. North Stafford High School, second award. Rock Hill Elementary, third award. Wide Water Elementary School, third award. Winding Creek Elementary School, second award. Creekside Elementary School, first award. And Kings Fork Elementary School, first award. Getting dizzy reading all of these. Suffolk Public Schools is next. And so we have Creekside Elementary School, first award, and Kings Fork High School, first award, and then Lakeland High School, first award. And now Virginia Beach City Public Schools, and there are a number of those. We have Blanton Elementary School, third award, Bayside Elementary School, third award, Creeds Elementary School, second award, Fairfield Elementary School, second award, Glenwood Elementary, second award, Green Run High School, second award, Kempsville Elementary School, second award, Kempsville Meadows Elementary, second award, Kempsville Middle School, third award, Kings Grant Elementary, third award, Lansdowne High School, third award, Ocean Lakes High School, third award, Old Donation School, third award, Plaza Middle School, third award, Point Oakview Elementary, first award, Princess Anne Middle School, second award, Providence Elementary, third award, Salem Middle School, third award, Thaila Elementary, I don't know if I said that correctly. Thaila? Okay. Third award. Thank you all for your help with that. Thorogood Elementary, second award, Virginia Beach Technical Career and Education Center, third award. And that completes the Virginia Beach Public Schools. There are a large number of those applications on appeal, so that could increase the number after the appeal reviews. Now we're going to move on to Williamsburg and James City County Public Schools. We have Berkeley Middle School, first award. Clara Bird Baker Elementary School, first award. J. Blaine Blayton Elementary School, second award. James Blair Middle School, first award. Lois S. Hornsby Middle School, second award. Stonehouse Elementary School, first award. And Warhol High School, second award. I'm glad to see those schools being nominated because I wanted to see more of those schools coming into the fold since they serve a lot of military families. York County Public Schools, we have Bethel Manor Elementary School, third award. Grafton Middle School, second award. Mount Vernon Elementary School, second award. Queens Lake Middle School, second award. Seaford Elementary School, second award. Tab Elementary, third award. Waller Mill Elementary Fine Arts Magnet, second award. York High School, second award. York River Academy, second award. And Yorktown Elementary School, third award. And we have one more still hanging out there for appeal, and we'll hopefully get the county to maintain the school division status. And then the last group we have are the Virginia private schools. Every single one of the Virginia private schools who applied this year were awarded and not necessary for an appeal because they had excellent applications. I should say all but one. There was one school who didn't make it, as a matter of fact, but it was a virtual program, so it was unusual. But let me read these. Brown Academy, Chesapeake Bay Academy, Holy Spirit Catholic School, Nansman Suffolk Academy, Norfolk Christian Schools, all are first award except for Brown Academy, which is the third award, and Chesapeake Bay, which is the second award. Then we have Peninsula Catholic High School, third award. Portsmouth Catholic Regional School, second award. St. Bernadette Catholic School, second award. St. John the Apostle Catholic School, second award. St. Mary Star of the Sea School, third award. St. Francis of Assisi School, third award. St. Pius X Catholic School, third award. St. Thomas More Cathedral School, second award. And then we have Williamsburg Christian Academy, first award, and that should be it. Is that right? Did I read them all? So. Any questions about those schools or concerns?
How many total?
I would have to I haven't totaled that up, but I think I can pull it up for you really quick. I'll have it down in my notes right now, but Just give me a second, I can pull it up.
You said 281.
281 applied. I think we might be around 260, but I just want, she asked a particular question. I want to make sure I'm answering it accurately.
It sounds like that number's going to change based off of the appeals.
It will change, yes. Yeah. The database is loading now, so just give me a second here. $256 as of today. That is a lot. And of those, 83 had second year award recipients, and then 66 were third year award recipients, and 107 were first year award recipients, which is amazing. Vote to approve. Hey,
Delegate Glass, we're gonna
we have to
briefly
vote
just
to approve
vote
the
to approve
schools
the
before we
list.
leave, otherwise we'll have a quorum.
Dan, thank you so much. We know that list may change, but council, you've been presented with the list. Is there a motion to approve the list of schools as presented today? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstaining? Great. Thank you so much, Dan. Congratulations to all of our school communities. It's our honor to acknowledge their hard work and dedication, and we're anxious to hear updates that will come from Dan with his work. So thank you all very much for that. And next, we're going to move on to our next agenda item, which Mr. Dunham will provide the council with an update on several items related to our focus on supporting military-connected students and their families. Dan?
Hold on one second.
I'm so sorry. Front desk just called me and said someone's name was
Thanks, Anita.
Thanks. All right, moving right along. I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as I possibly can, but we'll see. All right, thank you all. Moving on to the next slide, please, Deb. So we have these two items here, the graduation rules amendment. You have it in front of you. This is the format that MIC3 wants to see. So we put it in the letter just like this. We have to have a justification for the request, and then we have to kind of cite the rule. And so it's in here, it's in this rules booklet, and I provided that to you. I kind of made a copy of that particular page out of the rules booklet that we have a challenge with. And then we kind of, after we cite that, we sort of provide them with the verbiage that we believe would be helpful. And so if you look on your third page here, you'll see that verbiage. And so I won't read it out loud. I don't think I need to do that unless you'd like me to do that. But I think you can read it for yourselves. But essentially what we're asking the amendment to be is sort of consider, if your state, consider at the time the students transfer, what kind of diploma were they after? Were they after an advanced diploma, or were they after a standard diploma, or were they after some other form of diploma? And take that into consideration when you're considering whether or not you can assist the student in facilitating and reaching that goal. So if they come to Virginia and they're after an advanced diploma and they don't have 4 languages, they've only taken 1 and they're in their second semester of their senior year, it's not likely they're going to be able to achieve that, right, and get our advanced diploma. But let's say they were on track to receive their state's highest diploma acknowledgement, right? Why should they have to settle for the standard diploma categorization when they could have achieved whatever it was that they thought that they were striving to be the best at in their state in terms of diplomas? That's what we're getting at here. We're just asking that that rule the amendment be added to the rule so that states have the flexibility to do just that. You all, during the last council meeting, approved this to move forward. This is what we will be sending. So today, what we will just be doing is sort of looking at this. You have any questions or any concerns about some of this verbiage? You have any, you have a chance to amend some of this if you'd like, or not. You could just say, I think it looks good, Dan, and you know, go ahead and send this forward. I will tell you that this will get to the Rules Committee. It's okay. This will get to the Rules Committee after the fact, after the ABM this year, but it will be in front of the Rules Committee, one of their first items that they'll be looking at for their next year. And then what happens is the Rules Committee takes a look at it and they consider whether or not they think action is necessary. They'll bring it to the legal counsel for review, and then they'll tweak it. They may say, well, we want to put this in front of the other commissioners to decide whether or not this should be actually included, and so they'll pull it, they'll send it out for comment, and then if it's decided that yes, it is a rule that the commissioners want to see maybe inserted, then it will come to the next ABM for a vote, and then they'll vote on the rule change. Any questions about what I shared? Okay, great, fantastic. Earlier, Michelle pointed out that SPEAK study indicated that you need to hold folks accountable for doing what they need to do in terms of supporting schools. And then when you're looking at Purple Star schools, you need to be providing training and support for those schools, as well as holding them accountable. I think we do that through our application process. Our qualifiers are pretty strong. They're a national model. That's what MSEC uses when they train other folks to become Purple Star schools. They use the Virginia model. But we're after it here at UDOE to always improve the process and practice and support the students. And so I'm happy to report, thanks to the help of my director here, Joe Ward, we were able to secure some funds. And we got some funds to work with George Mason University on the peer-to-peer module that will be used by students, and that work begins in June. So I'm pleased to report that. Next slide, please. So I've been asked by Emily Ann to kind of talk to you about what I do, my work outside of this work with the Compact and Council on working with military recruiters. And so in military, last year, in December was the first centralized student record collection report given to military recruiters. And how does this help? Before we took that on, military recruiters from all service branches would have to contact somebody in the school division to ask for the student record collection. So the school division would get inundated by multiple military recruiters across the state, asking for the student records collection report. That is, required under federal law, and that was nerve-wracking because the military recruiters sometimes wouldn't have the right names call, and so they would have to weave their way to who in central office would I call to get the report, and then some people would act like they're gatekeepers. We're not giving you student information. I'm not. Who are you? And they wouldn't know anything about the federal law, so they have to explain it to them. Well, we eliminated all that craziness and that distraction, and we've centralized the report. So I'm happy to report that we were able to give them a report in December. It was a solid report, but it wasn't as accurate as I'd like to see it be. I think that what we had was some practices happening in school divisions that really weren't aligned with the federal requirements. They were more an opt-in instead of an opt-out, for example, or maybe they just didn't they improperly flagged the students when they should have flagged them a certain way. So bottom line is the second report was better. This next report that we will give them in December will be even better than that. And they're pleased. Military recruiters are very pleased by the process, and they're happy about it. And the other side of this is we have an approval list of military recruiters that are provided to me by their military recruitment commands for every branch of service, and we can provide those to the schools so they can properly vet those individuals through their email system, so that when these recruiters reach out to these students, because they get email addresses of the students, they can actually reach them. Before, they were just kicked out because they weren't properly vetted. And so that's also been very helpful. So that's nice. It's nice to see that, to be in a place where I'm helping the military and getting and helping students who have an interest in a career in the military get to the folks that can help them fulfill those dreams. All right, moving on. Any questions about that?
Quick question about that. And so when military recruiters reach out, do they reach out to DOE or to reach out to the school district for
The report?
yeah.
So now they will get the report is sent to Navy Talent Acquisition Group Richmond, Acquisition Group Richmond, and they are the military branch that's responsible for distributing it to all the service branches. And it's through the Department of Defense secure site. So it's all secured under DoD and DOE protocol. And then as soon as they receive it and Navy TAG Richmond, they put it in their system, and then all recruiters in the state that operate in the state have recruitment units have access to it
To all the students.
at the same time. Yep.
Okay, and I can report it's working, because we got 2 recruitment letter yesterday from my daughter, and which I didn't see 2 years ago when my son was in high school.
Well, that's good.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it is fantastic. I think it's a wonderful thing. Yeah. All right, and so we have some of the folks are here. So we had a slow meeting, right, in July. Fine. We did. It was pretty good. We had another one this week.
We did yesterday. Good morning, Council.
This is Marcella Atwood. She's the Naval Mid-Atlantic Regional School Liaison.
Yes, we spoke mostly about the status of education brief, which is a worldwide brief where all the school liaisons get together and talk about the challenges and educational challenges across the board. And then really focused in on discussing some of the homeschool challenges that our families are experiencing and ways that we can mitigate those challenges for the next few years.
And apparently what happened over yesterday is because we're here today.
We are now employees. We are
Great. All right, well, we discussed these things. We discussed Senate Bill 144, the educational opportunities of children of federal employees and students transferring from foreign countries. We're going to talk about these things in a minute. And then we talked about House Bill 1880, which is basically enrollment of certain children with disabilities. It's a provision of special education services and accommodations. I'm glad Sam's here today because she can maybe answer questions I can't about that. And then House Bill 1881, public elementary and secondary schools enrollment, dependent students on active duty service members. So let's take each one individually here. Kevin, can you move forward, please? So this is Senate Bill 144, the ed opportunities for children with fed employees. And basically what it is it's in addition to that chapter 27, they've added more language to that. That basically the bill is necessary to provide the Virginia school divisions with the necessary flexibility to consider an eligible student's educational record and program of study in the foreign lands when enrolling in Virginia schools. And before that, they didn't really have to do that. So this provision will assist eligibility students in staying on track programmatically and on track for graduation, and further serves to reduce the adverse impact on the educational continuity of the student that may have resulted because of their parents' service abroad to look after the national security interests of the United States. And so this was something that was really needed. I would field calls all the time if the compact applies or doesn't apply to these federal employees that work for the State Department. I would have to say it didn't. So Chapter 27 has been very helpful, and that just sort of cleans up Chapter 27 a bit so that the school divisions do have to sort of, look at the transcripts from the schools and as best possible keep them on track programmatically. All right, the next one is this one, 1880, House Bill 1880, and this is basically just ensuring that schools are holding their staff accountable for making sure that they're having conversations with the military family and they're coming and going, and that they're documenting those conversations and are looking at the IEP with a microscope like they should be and doing their best to provide comparable services. This was already required under law. However, this sort of enforces the fact that it should be really making sure that they're monitoring it. Do I have that correct?
You do, Dan.
Any questions about that particular one?
I just want to piggyback, Dan, briefly, if I may. Mrs. Norman mentioned the difficulty that can often arise for families as they transfer to different divisions with their IEPs. And thanks to the General Assembly, there was additional funding on the state side to support Virginia IEP, which is the statewide IEP solution, which is in 117 out of 131 school divisions. So one, that creates a consistent ability of those IEPs to be transferred, but much more importantly, that additional funding now supports a Parent Connect portal that families can log in and get access to their documents and see where that process is in real time. So a great addition that was the result of a lot of hard work on folks talking to the General Assembly and being supportive of that expansion.
Wonderful. And when is that supposed to be?
That is in effect now. It went live with the August updates to Virginia IEP, and school divisions have been receiving training leading up to the beginning of the school year. And we have technical assistance and online support that's available to teams and parents if they need it.
So when we come under one roof, those kinds of things I would know. Anyway, thank you. All right, and then the last one here, I think we need to move on, Kevin, to the next slide. Public elementary and secondary school enrollment of dependent students of active duty service members in policy. This basically gives the school board the ability to consider whether or not a military family who's not residing in their school division can attend their school division without paying tuition. Now, the school board has to approve this policy. So they just learned about this, I think in July, if then. And so it's not likely that any school board at this point has taken any action to approve this to be part of their policy, but they do now have the flexibility to do so should they choose. This will really help those school divisions that are really trying to get military families into their school divisions by sort of looking like they're open to allowing enrollment. It probably will help families who are finding a hard time locating housing and getting into, but they want their kids to go to certain school divisions, but they can't find housing in those school divisions. If the school division allows that to happen, but here's the rub. Most of those school divisions that military families really want their kids to attend are already overcrowded and at capacity and are already having a hard time meeting the needs of the students that are there with the funding that they have and with the resources they have and the facilities that they have. So there's a lot more to it than just having a heart for it. I just need to say that openly, that it's a difficult decision to make, and it's not going to be an easy one for a school board. There's a lot of variables at play. Any questions about that?
Is there a directory of all the school districts that may have capacity that would help military families know what are options and what are not options?
There could possibly be, Ms. Norman, I don't have knowledge of that right now, but there could possibly be an idea of the school divisions are shrinking in size, in other words, and are really ready to have people move into the community, sure.
I think that would be great for a military family that's moving to the state, Commonwealth, because it would save time on military families' part to know who might have, space and capacity.
Yeah.
And if they have some type of specialty, if they do serve children with special needs, perhaps they have STEM or other types of areas that might be unique versus other schools.
We have two situations as such on Fort Lee right now.
Sorry, the point of order. So you would have to have a person who's running the show sort of acknowledge you and then you could speak. Be okay for her to say something?
Do you want to go ahead and add to those comments?
Yes.
Okay, can you identify yourself, please?
Activities from Fort Lee.
Thank you, Ms.
School
Lee.
liaison officer.
No, you're fine.
We have two of such situations currently on Fort Lee. Parent purchased a home and they got the little line incorrect. And so, as the school district that their kids are in now, they want to remain there, but the home is in another district. And so they have to submit to the school board and request if their kids can stay in that school district. Apparently the purchase of the home happened in April, so they allowed them to continue, but they should have moved on to the new county, and they did not. So now on the 20th of this month, we'll find out if the new county, the county that they're in, will let them stay, or if they have to move on to their new county. They're also PCSing next year, so it's
A
become.
little more educational transition, which is, I think, why legislators were interested in this bill, to sort of minimize any additional educational transition. And they also recognize the bad
Now that I actually have this, I can maybe bring in some help with the family, because I did not know this before.
Well, I don't think you necessarily can do that without checking to see if the school board has taken action to make this policy. We can talk afterwards.
Okay.
How that works. Okay. Kevin, I think we're out of that. That concludes my presentation. So, Dr. Hollins.
Great, thank you so much, Mr. Dunham. Anybody have any additional questions? I think the discussion was really helpful on some additional follow-up that department staff will do some due diligence on and get back to the council. All right, now we're going to move on to a section for public comment. So our floor is open to any members of the public who wish to address the council. I would like for you to just raise your hand to indicate that you'd like to have some time to do public comment, and I will provide a reminder of a brief window of time. We typically allow about 3 minutes for folks, and if you could make sure to provide your name and affiliation to Mr. Dunham at the close of the meeting, that would be really helpful for us to follow up with any comments that are shared. So at this point, are there any members of the audience who would like to offer public comment to the Compact Council?
I would share, Dr. Hollins, that none came through in written format either.
Great, thank you so much, Dan. All right. Well, I think our communication and contact information is also on the department website, and we'll be happy to provide any to members of the public who are here today if they'd like to follow up on a singular issue that they're interested in. At this point, I'm going to move us to our almost final agenda item around open discussion. So I'd like to open the floor to council members as an opportunity to voice any ideas, concerns, or questions, so that we can make sure to provide that support to council members, but also be informed for the planning of future meetings moving forward. So at this point, would anybody like to jump in and offer any additional remarks or comments?
I want to thank Dan for leading all of the work, and one piece of work we briefed and we were grateful about. We expand our compact benefit to federal employees and state department employees and our foreign U.S. diplomats stationed overseas. And it is close to my heart. One of my best friends, she is U.S. diplomat. She's currently posted in Portugal, previously posted in Japan. And when she came over back to Virginia for 1 year of language training, that was 2 years ago. She experienced a tremendous amount of barriers and tried to have her children's school credit transferred to Virginia school system because they attended foreign schools. And so, and very beautiful is benefits and able to our employees.
Yeah, so it's, they're not covered under the compact, they're covered under Chapter 27, which just mirrored the compact and all its provisions. And that was really an effort by the association for the folks that work for the State Department, working with their delegate and getting that forward in a bill, and then the legislators here took action and to approve it. So I was consulted, and really how to make it look and work, and so, but I would have to say that they're the ones that really got it going. So happy to support those families. They can call me though, and I can provide them assistance, just like I do for military. But thank you.
I have something to add to that. So thank you so much for all of the bills and the updates on those. I do have a question. We had a resource outreach opportunity at the National Defense University recently, where there are a lot of foreign diplomats and other students from foreign countries that come here for a year or two for different education opportunities. One of them spoke to one of my team members. They were talking about they had two children, and she was asking about, where they are going to school locally, and one's like, oh yeah, my one child that's 15, is going to XYZ school. And she's like, what about them? I was like, well, they have autism, so they're not in school. And she's like, what do you mean? And, in the broken language was saying, well, basically back in their country, those children are not put in school. And it was just an eye-opener for all of our team members. Like, wow, we never even thought to even ask that maybe some of these families have siblings that are not registered because they don't realize that that's something that is offered here in the United States. So I don't know how to make people aware that this is something that could be happening with folks in various areas. We have joint collaborations, war colleges, National Defense University, that, those are folks that do go to some Virginia schools, but it might be something to think about, that cultures are different.
Yeah. That reminds me of an experience that school liaison officer I used to work with up in Bishop Washington had at Pax River. So she was servicing Pax River. Pax River had an increase in foreign service personnel being trained up there, and some of them had a lot of special needs children in tow, which was impacting the local school division and their ability to provide all these extra services that they normally didn't have to provide. But it was a school liaison officer and the exceptional family member program coordinator who heard, because they had a relationship with the command, of this need and made sure that they had meetings with these families to tell them and educate them about that. And so I think that we'd have to lean into making sure that school liaison officers in this room maybe take back to their EFMPs this comment that you made, so that they can look for and find families who may be out there that don't know that they're eligible to enroll their students in our schools, and that we're here to support them, and that we do have a great special education program in the state of Virginia, and we would welcome that.
It's just for council members. This is just for council members. Well, thank you all very much. At this point, we are going to move into our closed session. So I'd like to say thank you to all of our speakers and our guests that joined us today. We're going to enter a closed session to review military student identifier data related to the compact. So at this time, I'd ask anybody who's not a council member to please take their leave. And Mr. Joe Wharf will be helping to support anybody logistically who has needs right outside the conference room, as well as with any follow-up that's required. So we'll pause briefly to give everybody some travel time.
I move that the Virginia Council adopt a resolution certifying that, to the best of each member's knowledge, 1, only public business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements by Virginia law were discussed in the closed meeting in which this certification resolution applies, and 2, only such public business matters as were identified in the motion convening the closed session were heard, discussed, or considered by the Virginia Council. In accordance with Virginia Freedom of Information Act, there shall be a roll call vote on the resolution. All in favor of adopting the resolution, please vote aye, or opposed, vote nay.
You have to call them by name.
Okay, great.
So we'll start with Senator.
Aye.
Aye.
So roll call vote would be Councilmember Olson,
Aye.
Councilmember Edward Zoller,
Aye.
Councilmember Michelle Norman,
Aye.
Councilmember Manny Lott.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Norman. The motion carries. At this point, we are at the end of our time together. I would just like to reiterate one thanks from the agency on all of you all being here today. We know that there are always many commitments on your time, probably no more uniquely so than this week. So we're very appreciative of your time and attention during a time we've set aside to really concentrate on some of our most vulnerable students and make sure that they and their families are supported. So with that, I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn, and we'll be happy, Dan and I will be happy to facilitate any additional follow-up as needed, but we really appreciate your time today. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
So moved and seconded. Thank you all so much.
See you.